asked, well, how could you do that if it was not FDA approved? And basically what happens is that you can do whatever the community does, meaning that their cancer chemotherapy treatments. And remember, the whole FDA approval is very simple. The drug company pays money to get the indication. If they don't want to put money into getting that indication, well, it's not going to be written in paper. Remember the beta blockers. Some of them have effects as antiarrhythmics, others don't. That doesn't mean that beta blocker is used as antiarrhythmic. It doesn't have the effect. So that's the same concept here. But the truth is, if something bad happens and there's toxicity, then you're in big trouble because you did do it not approved and now you didn't have a problem. But that's where the whole FDA approval comes in. So essentially, what you need to know here for the dosing is you need to know exactly what's here for an exam. You need to know the dosing for toenail, the dosing for fingernail, and that's called, remember, continuous dosing. 200 milligrams once a day for 2 months for fingernail is known as continuous dosing. The 200 milligrams once a day for 3 months for toenail is called continuous dosing. It would have to be written that way, or you should know by the dosing that it's continuous dosing. The pulse dosing means 200 milligrams twice a day. And remember, by one pulse, you need 200 milligrams twice a day for 1 week, and that would be for tinnitus. 2 pulses means 200 milligrams twice a day for 2 weeks, and we know that's only indicated for fingernail. And we know that both of those are FDA approved. What we also know is indicate the use of 200 milligrams twice a day for 3 pulses, or 3 weeks, meaning 1 week per month, for 3 pulses, is used for onychomycosis, but it's not FDA approved. Right, so that's the dosing that needs to be familiar with. Okay. So again, the pharmacokinetics very similar. Itraconazole was in the tissue. It adhered to the lipid layer, and therefore it stayed in the nail plate for a long period of time. And the importance of these pharmacokinetics are not to compare itraconazole and terbinafine. The importance of these pharmacokinetics is to compare against riciofolin and ketoconazole, because that was the advantages of these, the newer antifungals, versus riciofolin and ketoconazole. That's the point. So that's why this is emphasized in these slides. Not that one's better than the other overall, just overall that these drugs were a newer improvement for onychomycosis as compared to the older drugs. So the other issue with itraconazole that caused a big problem and therefore reduced the use of the drug was the cytochrome P3A4 issue, meaning that co-administration of other drugs, such as the benzodiazepines, with itraconazole. Itraconazole is an enzyme inhibitor of cytochrome P3A4. So therefore, any other drug that gets broken down by 3A4 is going to be toxic. So this drug still has a drug-drug interaction with midazolam, triazolam, or any of the benzodiazepines. So as I said, if you remember, I mentioned earlier in the year, we had a patient on benzodiazepines. She takes her benzodiazepines every day. It's for anxiety. She will continue to take them. You cannot put that patient on itraconazole. It's contraindicated. You're going to put them into a coma. You're going to put them into severe sedation. Now, at the same time, when this drug came out, there were these 3 other drugs. Terfenadine, which was an antihistamine. Astemazole, cisapride, they were all for GI issues. Well, guess what? When itraconazole was given with these, because of the 3A4 inhibition, they resulted in cardiac arrhythmias and cardiac toxicity. So the first bullet isn't much of a story anymore because all those drugs were removed from the market. But at that time, that was a major story because, as a matter of fact, cisapride was made by the same company as itraconazole was made by. So they were marketing 2 drugs that were causing the drug-drug interaction. So that was the story with that. So the first bullet is less significant because these drugs aren't on the market. But again, it was all related to the 3A4. So the important thing is itraconazole inhibits cytochrome 3A4. Any other drugs that are broken down by 3A4 are going to have a problem. So this drug has potential drug-drug interaction. Because of this QT prolongation, it also has issues with certain cardiacs. You've got to be careful with the cardiac patients as well. So again, itraconazole now, you start to see because of risk, now is used less and has been used less over the years. Pregnant women, hypersensitivity to measles, pre-existing liver disease. Well, of course, the liver disease goes for both drugs. Hepatic enzyme tests should be monitored periodically with these patients. As we said, drugs are taken with a full meal. Co-administration, again, if these drugs are given with antacids, with proton pump inhibitors, H2 blockers, the drug isn't going to get absorbed as effectively. So again, itraconazole has its drug-drug interaction, has its issues. So the way an itraconizole's adverse effects, overall, these are all true as we see here, very similar to terbinafine, headache, GI upset, rash, liver issues. I would say the side effects are about the same. Maybe itraconizoles are a little bit higher, but overall, I would say about the same. These are the drug-drug interactions that we mentioned. We noticed before. Triazolam, midazolam, increased sedation. HMG-CoA, that's huge, right? Now, how many people are taking cholesterol-lowering drugs? Everybody, right? So many people on those drugs that if you give itraconazole with them, you're going to get rhabdomyolysis. You're going to get the possibility of muscle issues. So again, these drugs we said are removed from the market. H2 antagonists, PPIs, decrease itraconazole, decrease levels of the itraconazole. The Digoxin's plasma levels increase, phenytoin. So again, drug-drug interactions concerns, the main ones, of course, today that are popular with the benzodiazepine issue and HMG-CoA. So, Coumadin, oral hypoglycemic drugs, again, all of these drugs that have some sort of breakdown through the liver, through the 3A4, you're going to have potential side effects and drug-drug interactions. So the way I suggest treatment should be is that when a patient comes in, terbinafine should be the first drug that